Hello everybody and welcome back. And right now let us see how we can actually import some of the already used libraries that come in Python. So let me just close this. You might have noticed that sometimes in my Python interpreter I actually clear my screen. Now that is using the import function, which actually imports the OS library, which allows me to run a terminal commands in my program. So let me just show you how you can do that. So you can just type here anything, doesn't even matter, and then once you want to clear, for example, the screen, you can just import the OS, which is the library for the operating system, and then you can just use that or use the functions in that library to clear the screen. So one of them is os.system, which basically in this OS library uses a function called system, which in the bracket specifies the command that we want to run. So in my case, clear. And once I press that, you can see that it actually clears the screen. You can also run any other command, doesn't have to be clear, so you can just type here ls, and you can see that it will actually list all the files in my current system directory, or pardon me, in my current Python programs directory, which are these 6 programs. So this can be also useful for us. That is the simple use of importing a library. Now you can also do something like this. So let me just close this. Nano import.py, or let's actually call it, oh no, let's leave it nano import.py. We actually type here user bin python. Okay, so right now we can add a simple function which is called adding number 1 and number 2. Now this is just a function that will add 2 numbers and store it and print the result of those 2 numbers. So print num1 plus num2. And let's put it as an integer. So it should print the integer of these 2 numbers. So let's do it like this. Now basically you can just save this file. Just remember the name of the function, which is adding. You can save it, and we can see if I chmod it import.py, this program doesn't really do anything. It just runs the program, doesn't print out anything, and then closes the program. That is because we only have one function in it. But let's now run our normal program. So let's nano python7.py, user bin python, and let's import our import. Now that could be a problem since our import is called import, so let's actually rename it. I thought that would be a problem. We Control O, let's call it imprt, so we can actually differentiate it from the command import itself. So file name to write, yes, and then we close. So right now we have once again so we remove the import function.py, or pardon me, the import program.py, and when we chmod the import.py, and now we have our import.py with a simple adding function that we want to use in our other program, which is python7.py. So let us open python7.py and let us continue. So right here you can basically just do this. So a equals raw input, and we want the integer right here since we want to specify a number. So first number, this is something that we already covered, b equals integer, raw input, second number. And right now all we have to do is specify adding a comma b, and right now all we have to do is import import. And then we can use the function that we specified in a different code. So cat python7.py, in order to see if everything is set correctly. We have our adding function from a different program. We have specified a user input for 2 numbers, and we imported our library, which is this program right here. So right now all we have to do is chmod the python7 to be an executable, and we can run python7. So 3 name adding is not defined. Yes, of course, I forgot. So right now in order to use this function, you actually have to specify the name of the file itself, so you cannot just use adding. Since adding would be a function that is defined in this program, we need to specify from which library or from which program we use this function. And in our case, we used it from this function, so we have to specify down here import.adding, which will refer to, so Python will know that it should look for this adding function in this library right here that we imported. So let me just delete this. And let's save this right now. And right now it should work. So Python 7, 3, 4, and we get 7 as a result. As we can see, we were able to use a function that we didn't use in our own program in order to execute a simple adding of two numbers. So that is how that is how importing works, and that is why it is so useful. So basically we can use any program that anyone before us coded, and we can use the functions from those programs in order to help us build our own program faster. Or basically, if someone already coded something that we need, we do not have to code it ourselves. We can just download that program and use it as we like. So that would be about it for the importing libraries. It is very simple. So you just find the library you want to import. You need to put it into the same directory as your program, and then you just type up at the beginning of the program import and then the name of the library. After that, you need to specify any function with just the name of the library, dot, and then the name of the function. So pretty simple. So that would be about it for this tutorial. In the next one, and probably the last one of Python Basics, we will cover the creation of files, which is something important. We will learn how we can create files, delete files, write to files, and read from files. So that would be about it for this tutorial, and I hope I see you in the next one. Bye!